Hello everyone and welcome to today's classic diecast car, where myself and Brett are going to be taking a look at what could be my favourite diecast I've ever bought from a car boot sale.
Or is it?
No, I think it is, because this model was one that I was looking at for ages before I found it at the car boot sale, and I kept seeing one at a retro toy and train collectors fair, and the guy who was selling it wanted £75 for the one he had.
And was it worth it?
Well, that's quite a high price back then. And then every time I found them on eBay, they were around about the £25 mark. They're actually now, you can get them a bit cheaper than that now. I've seen them go for as little as £10 up to £50. But this one, I found it in a box of cars, and it cost me 12 pence, and I love it to bits. And it is...
Well, it's broken then.
Very funny. It's by Corgi, and what it is it was made to commemorate the first World Cup rally. Now what that was in 1970 they decided to do a rally from London, and it was going to be wherever was holding the World Cup each time they were going to run this race would be the end place. So in 1970 Mexico City was the place where they were racing to, and it was really successful. There was like cars backed by manufacturers and stuff, and it was won by one of my favourite cars ever, the Ford Escort. So we've got here the Ford Escort Mark 1 Mexico, and this is a great car. It cost me 12 pence. Now, is it in the best condition you could get them in? No. But do I care?
Yes.
No. I love this car. I found it, and actually when I found it, it was in the box and it was up on its side like that, and I spotted it straight away. And I picked it up with a load of other cars, and they actually all worked out as costing me 12 pence each, and it was fantastic. I was so happy that I found this. Your mother keeps taking credit for it though. See, she's nodding her head, see? And the reason
Makes
is...
you think you probably didn't find it yourself.
I did find it myself, but I wasn't going to go to the car boot sale. I was in bed and I overslept. And she said, are we going to the car boot sale? And I said, well, I've overslept, it's quite late, and this car boot sale was right the other side of town. And she said, nah, come on, let's go. She made me go, and I found it. So she says, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have found it.
Well, it wouldn't.
But these are great cars. This is...
If it was up to you, you would have stayed in bed and you wouldn't have found it.
Like, the stickers are a bit play worn, but I don't care. But do you know what's good about these? One of the things about these ones, this is a Corgi Rocket. And the Corgi Rocket was supposed to be that you had these super fast die-cast cars, and what you could do is, supposedly, you can tune them up to make them a bit quicker. So when you bought these Corgi Rocket cars, they came with a key. Now,
I don't think that's going to fit.
this key didn't come with this car. I can't remember where I got this key from actually. But what would happen is this key would have written on it a number and then the car. So for this car it'd be 927, and then it'd say Ford Escort. And what you do is, I'm not going to take this car apart. You put your key into here.
Using the right side.
Yeah, you turn it, and then the chassis and everything will come off, and it will all come undone. You can actually take all this bottom off. You can take the wheels off, all this, and then you can take the windows out. So if you were somebody who got one of these that were really bashed up and you wanted to like customize it or restore it, these are very easy cars to restore. I might show another one we got. We actually raced it on this channel. Remember when we did me versus you, and it was the Ford Escort versus your Mini? That was one of these, but it had been painted white. I might get that one and just show taking it apart one day in a separate video. But Ford Escort, Corgi Rockets, it is a fantastic car. And I love this one to bits. 12 pence. And I think it's great. If you ever find one of these, I think they're well worth collecting. But this was the car that won the first of those rallies. 1974 there was the second race, and guess what?
Oh.
Well, it was just after an oil crisis, so it wasn't so successful. So after that there was a massive gap till 1995 before the next rally happened.
Wonder why.
But what do you think of it?
It's alright.
It's alright. I think it's wonderful. It's one of my favourite cars, because my favourite car growing up was always a Ford Escort, so having this is fantastic. I love this car. So
I don't know how you can tell. I don't think he's ever mentioned it
So look at the stickers on it though. You've got Castro. If you found this in the box, you might find it without this, but there is some stickers on them where they say the first Daily Mirror World Cup Rally on them.
Now, did you just read that from somewhere, or did you memorise it?
I just memorised it, didn't I? Just
Word for word?
Yes. Well, it says Daily Mirror World Cup Rally here as well. This should be number 18. Yeah. Just there. It's a bit worn there though. Then you've got like the Automobile magazine stickers, Telegraph magazine, number plate, Castrol, the number plate on the front, Goodyear. I think this is fantastic. I love this car. So let us know in the comments. Do you have one of these? Do you know what else they did in the Rocket side?
Nice.
They did the same car, but with some slight differences for James Bond on Her Majesty's Secret Service. And then there's a Whiz Wheels version as well, which is in blue, which we'll show in a future video. So let us know in the comments what cars do you like. Do you want to see some more of these vintage cars? But for now, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bang.
Don't you dare touch my car.
It's moving.